Street after a man is spotted with a gun in the hotel's lobby. Atlanta Deputy Chief Francina Span says 3 officers found the man outside the hotel.
They gave him several verbal commands for him to drop his weapon. He refused. This led to the officers discharging their firearms.
She says officers immediately began life-saving efforts, but the man died before an ambulance arrived. The man has not yet been identified. The GBI has been called in to investigate. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
This is new at 3 o'clock. The Cobb County School District Police Department confirms a BB gun is the weapon that caused a lockdown at Pebblebrook High School yesterday. A district spokesperson says the gun was seen on social media video. It was confiscated by authorities and 3 students were arrested. A 27-year-old man is killed in a pedestrian accident in Brookhaven. The victim was hit by a car at the intersection of North Druid Hills Road and Executive Park Drive.
The pedestrian was crossing the road outside of a crosswalk and against the pedestrian traffic signal when he was struck.
Lieutenant Corey Van Allen with Brookhaven Police says the man was rushed to Grady Hospital where he died. The driver of the car who hit him remained on the scene and is not facing any charges. A plane sent by the Korean government to pick up hundreds of workers in immigration custody here in Georgia arrives at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport today, but CNN correspondent Gustavo Valdez reports South Korean officials say circumstances on the U.S. side are causing a delay.
Apparently, they have not worked out all the administrative paperwork or how they're going to be sent back.
About 300 Korean nationals were among those taken into immigration custody during a raid last week at a manufacturing plant near Savannah. MARTA says a large number of passengers played a role in the escalator malfunction at the Vine City station after the Beyonce concert in July.
State inspection on the following morning confirmed that due to the high volume of passengers, the escalator oversped before coming to a stop.
MARTA Interim General Manager and CEO Jonathan Hunt updating the Atlanta City Council Transportation Committee today. He says there will be additional measures to make sure this doesn't happen again during major events. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Alex Williams.
Better news up in Midtown, although it's very slow into Midtown. 7585 northbound back at University Avenue. They finally got the crash off to the right. Held all lanes to do so up at 17th Street. Exit 251 southbound already jamming in from the 85-400 merge. Also had a stalled dump truck 285 south, the inner loop below Chamblee-Tucker Road. That got moved off to the right as well in Tucker. 285 east slows though back into Dunwoody, and still right lane construction on the Stone Mountain Freeway, Highway 78 westbound at I-285. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies and heating up today. High 84, lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 87. Hotter still for Friday with mostly sunny skies, high near 90.
Right now it's 82 in Lawrenceville and in Union City. It's 80 in Canton. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
What a beautiful day in the ATL.
It is a beautiful day. I will say this.
I almost needed a jacket this morning on my workout.
Oh, well. I thought you hated it because it's not 955 degrees out.
You know what? I'm okay with it now. I had the top down in the Jeep, windows rolled down. I was cool with it. I was cool.
Okay. Yeah. He rolls down the windows in that Jeep like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, it's
barbaric.
I
actually roll down the windows.
It is barbaric. Yes. I don't know how a man can live this way. So, yes, here's some of the trouble I'm having today, because it is a beautiful day in Atlanta. But it is a milestone, like, marker, negative, I don't want to use the word horrible, but things are just getting out of hand here and all over the world. And it is, I just don't know. With all the lunatics that are running the world, I mean, just get to the store and stock up. These people want a large-scale war, and they're going to get it. I mean, scrambling NATO jets in Poland. Charlie Kirk from Turning Point was just shot in the throat or something while giving a speech. So many things are not being reported. This thing that ICE did in southern Georgia with the Hyundai plant. I guess if there was 25 hours a day, we'd have 25-hour news. And they'd actually have time to show you what's going on around the world. So if you're in America, you may not know this, but South Koreans are completely and totally outraged about this. You know, South Korea, along with Japan, you know, our biggest allies in that region. And even Trump has kind of started to back off a little bit and give statements like, well, maybe there should be a carve-out. I finally saw the footage of what went down there. For the most part, there were some infractions going on with documents and things
workplace
like that.
visas.
But there was also a wink and a nod that was going on because we're out telling people around the world, invest here. If you don't want the tariffs, build your stuff here. And guess what? Americans don't know how to do this stuff. So a lot of these people were not here and they got a job. They were sent here by Hyundai to train the damn Americans. And the video that they're seeing back in South Korea that I finally saw, you know, it's not something that's playing over and over on the 24-hour news, but they had these people shackled. It's like going into an IT department.
Wow.
It's like 300 people. They're all shackled.
It's like office workers.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them. And it's not as if there weren't infractions, but ask yourself this question. What if you saw footage of 300 Americans being shackled in China or Russia, and you were told there were some minor infractions, there was some stuff. These were people, a lot of them, that didn't like, hey, I got to get a job. I can't get a job in South Korea. No, they was like the company sent them. And you even get Trump, I think yesterday, we would try to find the audio. He's outside the White House or somewhere. And he's saying, well, maybe we need to have carve-outs when people are going to train. Okay, fine.
Hello, that should have been maybe discussed before.
Yeah, whose decision was it to do this? You know, they rolled up like it was a military thing. Shackle everybody.
It's a show-off.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Think about how many foreign exchange students we have abroad. Imagine if you were in a different country and you had all of like 300 American foreign exchange students shackled up and you saw the footage of that. You'd be outraged.
And foreign exchange students, it happens at colleges.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm saying is I don't want to spread this out too far. I mean, imagine when you saw that. Also, there was information that there was some minor infractions that they weren't complete. You still would be outraged that it was handled this way. You know, this is the concept now, is that the United States stands alone as a lone wolf. We have no friends in the world. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, and you've got a bunch of rogue people who are, I'll do something big. That'll make the president like me. That'll make the president know that I'm loyal. That's what's going on. Beyond that, on this beautiful day, an awful lot of people are not taking a look at this Epstein birthday book. MAGA, buckle up. You are going to have to dig in reservoirs of rationality, plume the depths of which you have never as a human being had to do, because you're going to do that before you ever say anything bad about your lovely, wonderful, sainted politician who is saving your country. Because, either when was that fakely put in there? Back in like 2003, or was it recent? Apparently, this thing has been exposed right from the Maxwell estate. Mm-hmm. So, even if you bought the idea that the Trump thing isn't true, because Trump's not saying the book isn't real. He's just saying that's not my signature. So I don't believe that, and if I found out I'm wrong, I'll come back on and I'll say I was wrong. But I don't believe that. But then again, I'm not in love with the man. You know, when I'm in love with people, I'll find rationale. Go, I just, you know, but I'm not in love with him. I also don't knee-jerk hate him. But I'm not in love with him. So I don't have to waste my time. I will tell you, it doesn't feel, that story doesn't add up to me. And if I find out that I'm wrong and they prove that it wasn't, fine. I'll come back on and say that. But even if you remove Donald Trump, and you go, there's a PDF of this out there. You can get it. It's very easy to find. It's like I thought it was like 30 pages of friends putting stupid stuff in a, this thing is over 200 pages long.
Is it really?
Yes. And there is some of the most disturbing stuff. Go to the Slack channel, Autumn. Yeah. Look up earlier at one of the the illustrations that are in there. And this is from the people on the top, the people running the world, the largest financiers, the CEOs of the largest institutions. And they're all speaking in code.
Yeah, I saw some of the stuff that they said, like, isn't a secret divine.
Yeah. Well, that was Trump's. Trump says, let's keep that a wonderful secret.
Yeah, like, yikes.
You know, it's amazing that all that BS QAnon stuff, that those people believe that Donald Trump was going to be the one who saves them. And here's a guy, no, he actually shared a girlfriend for a long time with this guy that now we all call one of the worst people ever for what he did. You look through this birthday book, and it's a real eyes wide shut kind of thing going on. I saw that movie, and I was like, I don't know, that seems a little fantastical. I don't know. Apparently not. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying the two are connected. There's some conspiracy theories out there that I'm saying Kubrick was saying there is stuff like this going on. And you can see it in this birthday book. There's a part of it that is labeled children. This is where children who loved Jeffrey Epstein drew pictures and sent happy birthday things. One of them, and I take it that I don't know who did it, their parents or whatever. There's, the faces are blacked out. But there's one that's part, and like, I don't know, the girl, the body of it looks to be somewhere between 10, 11, I don't know. Not over 13. And she's wearing like pajamas, bottoms and pajama top, but there's like an area where the skin is exposed between the bottom of the top and the top of the bottoms. Sure. And she's doing this thing like, you put your hand on your hip and you push your hip out, kind of sexy kind of thing. I mean, this is back when the guy turned 50. I mean, and all these CEOs, it is really, even if you take Trump out of it, which I'm not buying his explanation. Sorry, MAGA, whatever, cancel me. I don't care. I'm not buying that. But even if you did, this birthday book is so revealing. You know, we talk about how the wealthy are completely out of touch with anybody. It's because their life, succession was real. They tapped into something that is real. And apparently eyes wide shut. It is so disturbing. So disturbing. These are the people who are running this country, tops of institutions, the world, England, the Middle East. And guess who the next bunch of these types are? The people that we're handing the future to. Hey, we may not understand it. I guess you got to use all of our electricity and all of our water, and we just have to have this AI, future that this is the next crowd. This is the next crowd of these types, and we're just handing them. Yeah, did you make $1 billion? Well, the average American will assume that you're smarter than them and better than them. Why? Do you act like this? You who are listening to me, maybe you have 2 jobs. Maybe you got a kid who's sick, so you couldn't go to work today and even make the money that you need. Do you act like this? Do you do this? I'll bet you what, if you do, you're going to land your ass in jail, unlike these sultans and CEOs. And,
I'll compare my birthday book to Epstein.
Yes. My birthday book rivals Epstein any day. Who says that?
My 50th birthday was on Zoom because it was during the pandemic.
That's right.
And no naked chicks.
My 50th birthday, I was alone. I loved it. My family was like out of town. I was like, this is great. I'm all alone. I don't have to deal with anybody. I mean, and then this is why it's hard to not be in a mood today with everything that's going on. Have I missed anything? I'm wondering. Let me look at. Let's see.
You mentioned Poland.
Yeah, Poland. There are right wingers in Israel that want to go hit Turkey.
Yeah. What?
You know what Turkey is? A member of NATO. So what happens then? Because Article 5 says an attack on one's an attack on all. So what happens then? And, this stuff in Poland, which I don't believe anybody. I don't know. I don't believe what Russia says. I don't believe what Poland says. I don't believe what Ukraine says. I certainly don't believe what our intelligence agencies tell us. And I just don't think NATO should have existed after like 1995. Only because it would take a little while to wind it down.
Yeah, once the Soviet Union collapsed and the Eastern Bloc fell apart.
Right, yeah, there's no Warsaw Pact anymore, and there should be no more NATO. So I'm not going to believe them. But what's quite obvious is these lunatics that are running the world, for whatever the reasons are itching for a very large conflagration. Maybe it's because everybody's so in debt, or what, I don't know what it is.
Maybe they invested in.
Well,
whatever.
There's that.
Yeah.
There's that, but keep on being patriotic. I'm proud to be American. Keep singing the song. They're coming for your kids. They will be coming for your kids. Can't do all this with drones. People are still going to have to put on uniforms and have guns. But on top of all of that, as I'm driving, all this stuff going on, I hadn't even heard about Charlie Kirk being shot.
It just happened.
When I saw it, there's no way he's going to make it.
Really? Who's saying this is the way that this country needs to be going right now? 2 assassination attempts against Trump. There's only a few years ago the baseball field thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Steve Scalise.
They've got some mass shooter popping up every 4 to 5 months.
Gabby Giffords in the movie
Gabby
theater.
Giffords. And then on all of that, as I'm driving in with all this going through my mind, I'm like, it's a beautiful day in Atlanta, and I'm just faced with just some of homeless people multiplying everywhere. Okay, we're not taking care of our own, but we've got money for bombs. We've got money for
We shot another drug boat this time in the Eastern Pacific.
That's keeping us safe. Where's the National Guard for homelessness? What homelessness is something that politicians have just gone, nothing we can do. It's on you. And by the way, we're really wealthy, and we don't even stop at that light every day anyway. So it's not really part of our life.
Being so far removed.
Yes.
Again. Yeah.
Just absolutely
and then everyone
removed.
in politics being in their 80s or 70s.
There's that.
I was thinking about that today because I was thinking, I'm 43 and I'm already out of touch. Do you know what I mean? Watching the VMAs, I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. Right, exactly. And
and even technology, Ellie is looking at what I do on my phone and she's like, let me do it.
Let's just see. Yeah, give it to me.
And it's like, all right. But so imagine me and then 30 years.
Yeah, when you're an octogenarian, they're going to ask you to write some law about technology.
Right. I don't know.
And there's a bunch of Dems today who said older people, the ones who are in their 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's too important. We have to.
It's not. They need. It's
go.
Their bank accounts are too important.
Listen. At some point, when you're 85 or 86, and you're probably not going to be the first person to live forever, when do you put your feet up and enjoy all of this stolen wealth?
Well, because they're probably still at this age and at this station in life, they probably don't have to do so much, right? You can send in proxies for things, or you can
you still
just
got to go
there
vote
for important votes, and that's it.
Yeah, there's that, but I don't. It's something about being in the public eye. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. And then hearing about this Charlie Kirk thing, it's I honestly felt oh, okay, wow.
There's another thing.
Am I dead inside?
Yes.
No,
No, because
we
you're
become
so
numb
used to it.
Yeah, we become numb to these
You're so
kind of
used
things.
to it.
Yeah.
You probably have to lecture Americans and actually remind them it doesn't matter whether you agreed with them or disagreed with them. That was something that we didn't have to remind people. of any. It's like, what is happening to your society? You know, the guy, the drug guy who was shot and killed. I disagree with him. But the fact that you disagree with him shouldn't jump you to, yes, someone should have assassinated him. Because then you've got to, what's going on with society? By the way, if this becomes the way that we start to actually take care of things in this country, are you really sure it's never going to be turned on you? Or are you just like so right that you're right about everything that you have no problem? No one should want to live in a violent society, whether they agree with the people who are perpetrating the violence or not. You shouldn't want to live in a violent society because there's a lot of, you know, what the neocons like to call, collateral damage. You know,
and even with that example you're bringing up there, they've romanticized the shooter, Luigi Mangione.
Yes, absolutely.
That was the United Healthcare CEO that he shot and killed.
Yeah, and look, I don't like what the healthcare people are doing, but you're not going to get me to start advocating that you just have to get violent. That doesn't go anywhere. Except more violence. And then you have more violence, and then the collateral damage becomes someone you know. It's not something that you should wish for, a violent society, whether you agree or disagree with the people doing it or the people who are the victims of it. Yes,
it should be treated as a symptom of something, right? The fact that we are taking it kind of so lightly, the fact that we would romanticize Luigi, the fact that that it's happening and people might be grateful for it. You know, that's a symptom of what's happening.
Yeah, the society is, going to hell in a handbasket, to use a phrase that my mother favored.
But I don't want to say that it's just because, like, kids are on their iPads too much. Do you know what I mean? It's also because of the way that we're all treated, what we're all going through, how we can't get what we were sort of promised in a lot of ways.
Yes, it's bad governance. Listen, young people are not even open to the messages that are coming. You go tell someone who's 23, just work hard and blah, 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 and you'll get the American. They'll just roll their eyes and they'll be right. Yeah. Because it's all being stolen from them by the people who already have the wealth.
And then if you complain about it, you're entitled.
Well, I don't feel entitled. If you complain about it, you know.
I don't feel entitled either.
You're saying is, you're entitled to their wealth. Yeah. And that is, you're just jealous of their wealth. No. Right. The American dream is if I work hard, I start a family, I can afford a home, I can, I'm not looking to be a celebrity or a multimillionaire or a billionaire. I'm looking to be able to work hard, raise my family, have a home, maybe be able to buy a boat for the weekends, be able to take my kids somewhere for 2 weeks a year. That's what people are asking for. And by the way, that's the promise. That's what's called the American dream. The American dream is not to go from sitting on a couch when you're 14 years old, turning on your camera one day on your video, and then suddenly being a multimillionaire because you're an influencer all of a sudden. That's like the American dream of being in the NBA or the NFL. You're probably not going to make it. But the American dream of I will get married, have a couple of kids, own a house, work hard, that's achievable.
The debt will be worth it. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah. You'll get a job. You'll be able to pay off that debt. Don't worry.
For the past 25 years, it's like if you weren't paying attention, but you grew up in an era where you know the American dream. You were told all these things in the 70s and 80s when you went to school. For the past 25 years, all of that has disappeared. And if you weren't paying attention and you're looking at it now, you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, what the hell happened? And I think people, even if you are paying attention, you're like, what the hell happened? Yeah. We've been pushing our kids, all of them, to go into debt, to go to college for years. Oh, you'd be an idiot not to do it. As if all people
just
are
get
the
that
same.
piece of paper.
Yeah, just get that piece of paper.
And the fact they didn't ask for a co-signature for a lot of these loans they give out. I mean, these loans are $50,000 plus.
But
it's absolutely predatory.
You would still be having a cosigner or not. Then it's just up to the older generation. Now the boomers have to be responsible for all these kids' debts. Like that's not right either.
Well, no, but the boomer is the adult. The reason you do a cosigner isn't just to get the loan. The concept of a cosigner is somebody 20 years older than you that you trust. That enough that they would be the cosigner, so obviously they're family or very, very close friends. Hey, you know what? You shouldn't be taking this loan.
But they would also be sold on it too. They'd be like, "Yeah, you got to go get that piece.
No,
it costs
I know.
$80,000.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. The adult should not be as easily swayed by the messages that are coming out because the adult has lived life. So that's, nobody is telling people. The whole message is everybody go get in debt. That's the message for everything. I saw this story today. Oh, robo-taxis from somebody else are coming to Atlanta.
Lyft, yep.
And I figured it out. You know what's going to happen in these robo-taxis? You're going to be advertised to nonstop.
Oh, of course.
That's an opportunity. They're a capture. It's
Jimmy Kimmel loves eating Nestle Crunch bars.
Can't you just say, shut up, car?
No, I don't think you can.
Hey, car,
I
shut
doubt
up.
that you can.
I'm sorry,
They
I
are
don't
going
understand.
to squeeze every little thing out of you. Almost everything that can be bought has been bought. Now it's just your time and services and, subscribe to everything.
About to vomit? Here's some Pepto-Bismol.
Yes. Also, it is a beautiful day in Atlanta, Georgia. And I don't want to, but we better turn down the temperature. I say that because I think it's the responsible thing to do. I don't think for a second anybody is. But this is going to go to wherever it naturally goes, and whatever, I can guarantee you that is a negative, horrible thing.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you have created a 20-question guide that asks the pointed and sometimes uncomfortable questions about where you stand in retirement. And you have to ask yourself, who is your guide?
That's right. Who is your guide? We sometimes think of retirement as like a mountain that you need to climb. And if you're going to ascend the mountain, it's important that you have a guide that has been there before, who has helped other people accomplish the same task. And we've seen that this is so important. There's so much value in the financial planning world. But if you don't know what's accessible, if you don't know what questions to ask, if you don't know what kind of value you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying, oftentimes you don't get it. So we created this guide to ask those questions and really point you in the direction of the type of service, the type of value that you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying if you're engaging a professional money manager or financial planner.
All right, so Matt, how can we get our hands on this 20-question guide?
We want to make it as simple as possible. So you can call us at 770-280-1488. All you have to do is tell the representative that you're looking for our 20-question guide. You can also go to our homepage, retireatlradio.com. You can send us a note there. Just let us know you're looking for the guide. We don't need your email address. You don't have to create an account. It's not protected by some kind of paywall. This is something we want to provide to you for free so that you can know, am I getting value for the fees that I'm paying? It's complimentary, created by us here at the Vincent Financial Group. Again, 770-280-1488. Ask for the guide, or you can go to retireatlradio.com.
770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every Sunday right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT core body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, a well-known political activist and media personality is shot.
CBS News special report. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk has been shot while speaking at a university in Utah. A spokesperson for Utah Valley University, which is in the city of Orem, tells CBS News, "We are aware of the reported shooting and responding to the scene. Videos on social media show thousands in the crowd, then shots, then people beginning to run. Reports are that Kirk was shot in the neck. Moments before the shooting, Kirk posted this on social media.
That's a lot of people, Utah, I'll tell you what.
Videos and photos of the event writing Utah Valley University is fired up and ready for the first stop back on the American Comeback Tour. Kirk, who is 31, co-founded Turning Point USA, which is widely considered the largest and most influential conservative youth organization in the country. As part of his tour, he hosts a Prove Me Wrong table, giving the audience a chance to stump the political pundit. The FBI says it is responding to the scene. CBS News Special Report. I'm Matt Piper.
And a suspect is reportedly in custody. Stay with WSB for more on this developing story. This just in, a man pleads guilty in Fulton County today in the fatal shooting of 8-year-old Secoria Turner in July of 2020. The girl was shot while riding in a car with her mom and a family friend during a gang protest at the Wendy's on University Avenue, where Rayshard Brooks had been killed by Atlanta police the month before. 28-year-old Jerrion McKinney is pleading guilty to a list of charges tied to the girl's death. The GBI investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting in Midtown. Police are called to the Four Seasons on 14th Street after a man was flashing a weapon in the hotel's lobby. Atlanta Police Chief, Deputy Police Chief Prensina Span says officers encountered the armed man outside the building.
He was confronted by the police where they gave him several verbal commands for him to drop his weapon. He refused. This led to the officers discharging their firearms.
No officers are injured. It is 3:32 and time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, we're going to crash in Tucker, 285 southbound, the inner loop just past the Chamblee-Tucker Road Bridge. That right lane is blocked. It's definitely impacting 285 eastbound back into Doraville. Might also impact 85 southbound coming out of Norcross, getting onto I-285. Elsewhere, 285 westbound, the outer loop seeing the brake lights from Ashford Dunwoody Road over to Roswell Road. And multiple trouble spots have been moved off to the right in Midtown, 75-85 northbound up around 17th Street, but damage done. Those brake lights are glowing back at University Avenue. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny today, high 84, lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, heating up to a high of 87 with partly cloudy skies. Friday, mostly sunny, high near 90.
It's 80 in Sugar Hill, 82 in Cartersville, and 83 in East Point. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
Want to love your deck so much that you don't even want to go on vacation? Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors, and your new deck will be your family's favorite staycation. We do decks differently. Beautiful high-end decks at a reasonable price. Materials you choose, and lots of options. With Nelson Exteriors, you'll get a high-quality, affordable, custom deck, handcrafted by our licensed and insured experts. For an extraordinary deck renovation, Google Nelson Exteriors.
At Southern Link, we know wireless connectivity keeps business moving. Whether you're overseeing assets in real time or monitoring crew activities, our Critical Link LTE network can keep your business applications accessible as you travel. Call 1-800-818-LINC or visit southernlink.com to learn more about our mobile data solutions, LTE voice and data services, mission critical push-to-talk, and interworking solutions. Southern Link, pushing the limits of what's possible.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Do you have a plumbing issue but have a busy weekday schedule? Superior Plumbing can schedule an appointment that fits your schedule. They show up on time and get the job done right the first time. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years.
Hey, now's the time of year you're really enjoying that deck, I bet. Grilling food, sitting out relaxing, having friends over, good times. Dave Baker here for my deck experts, Ben Hill Renovations. I get it though, if you're still dragging your heels a bit on getting a new deck, I know you want to make sure you find the right builder so you can upgrade your outdoor living space correctly and within your budget. So here's a few things to consider when selecting a builder for your deck. You'll want someone who will build your deck up to future county and city code requirements. You'll want a builder who'll pull a permit for the work. Yes, the builder will need a permit, and pulling a permit now saves you headaches in the future. You'll also want different options, styles, types of wood, and colors to choose from. You'll get all that at Ben Hill Renovations, plus superior craftsmanship from their 60 years of experience, and your job will be backed by their workmanship warranty. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Having trouble getting in to see the doctor? Wait no longer. All Care is here. All Care is expert immediate care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs at 15 Atlanta area locations. And best of all, we are fully staffed and ready for you when you need us. Same-day appointments are available and walk-ins are welcomed. Or schedule an appointment at allcare-ga.com. Say goodbye to waiting to see the doctor and say hello to All Care, a proud member of the Piedmont Integrated Network Clinic.
Well, you'll never get that out of your head. I would never look at that. But
I saw Bud Dwyer live on TV when I was a kid, so that's far worse.
You were kind of
they're both awful.
So from what you've seen, you're going to be very surprised if he's able to pull through. Let's hope that he does.
Given where he was shot and the amount of blood immediately,
Yeah, it was like an artery.
Yeah, we can't pronounce anything.
No, but
it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. So if you don't know Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA, what, they having a rally or something in Utah?
Yeah, Utah State University.
Yeah,
or Utah.
Looked like a massive amount of people there.
Utah Valley University.
He was shot in the neck, and I'm never going to look at it because I can't get images like that out of my head. But I will take your word for it.
X doesn't censor.
Yeah, I mean. All right, well, so what else is going on?
I know.
Hey, they got any good stuff to talk about?
Can I say one more thing about this?
Yes.
At least CNN has the decency to say conservative activists. What are they saying?
CNBC has Trump ally Charlie Kirk
all
shot at Utah Valley University.
Yeah, because
Trump
that's the game that we'll play.
There should not be a game.
Well, of course there shouldn't be, but there is.
I hate this world.
Well, it's because of what the leaders have done with it. I mean, the leaders of the world are lunatics.
You know what I mean? I want a hermit crab. I want a turtle.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what That's why maybe this is my last run. People
for the
think,
week. Let's do that.
No. I mean, this is my last run for, this contract. Which that means I'll be done in early 28, right?
It's tough.
It's tough, to get that far and keep doing it. Yes, it is.
I mean,
hey, Howard resigned, and he's what, 900?
I don't know what it is with other people that can't retire, and they always. I don't understand that. People are always saying to me, you'll die on the radio. It's like, do you know me? I don't. I would. Isn't that the idea that you work hard, and then the concept of retirement is, well, we don't live forever, so let's take a few years at the end and just sort of enjoy.
You'll be a fun grandpa when those kids get a little bit older.
I'm already a fun grandpa.
I know, but I'm saying when they're a little bit older.
Yes, the kids are a little bit older. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of, I don't know why it is that people just say, I just want to keep on going. I don't know. I'm interested in a lot of things. I don't worry that if I don't have to prepare a show that somehow my brain is just going to freeze and I'm never going to do anything again. I mean, I'm a curious person. I'm going to still see things in the world that I find interesting, and I'm going to explore them. And the idea of retirement is that you do that without worrying, do I have enough money to pay this bill, right? I mean, that's the whole concept of working hard. So I don't really get why everybody has to stay on forever. I'm not going to stay on forever. Now, I haven't said for sure that's what I'm going to do in 28, but that's where I'm leaning. I mean, because it would be great right now to be able to just sort of just live inside of a cocoon until some bomb explodes it, And by the way, did I bring up the Doha thing where Israel hit Hamas in Doha? Okay, yeah. Did I bring up because I don't know what I talked to you about off air and then on air. Hamas is in Doha because that's where we want them. Because we wanted a place where our envoys could go, and Israeli envoy, and they could try to make a peace. So there's people like, how come Hamas is in Doha? Because that's where we wanted them, which means your president is a paper tiger. If Trump says, hey, they didn't tell me before they didn't tell you before they went and they hit a place in a country where we have our largest military base. We're just pushing more and more people into the Russia, China, South Korea had somebody at the parade.
With
India was there because the world, listen, I'm proud to be an American too, but there's a reality around the world, and countries around the world are saying, this America, first of all, they're crazy. They lie all the time, and you can't trust them to do, to anything that you get a deal with them on. So now it's South Korea and India that are joining Russia, China, North Korea, not such a surprise. But if you go to BRICS, then it's like Brazil, South Africa. We're pushing countries into the other side with our behavior. Now, you can say, Eric, but I like our behavior and I think we should be doing that. That's fine. My problem is I don't think enough people realize what's going on as a result of it. If you look at the results and say, yeah, fine, that's what I wanted, good. But it'd be nice if more people knew what was going on. We should have realized once we were supposed to swallow the idea that Canada is our enemy. And there's early on in the administration, okay, yeah, whatever.
No, we've always hated Canada. What are you talking
it's
about?
Funny, maple syrup.
Yeah. And it's just like, and now, we do this raid. I'm telling you, most Americans have no idea how beside themselves and outraged South Koreans are about seeing this footage of their people being shackled. Well, I don't understand. No, you don't understand because you don't have abstract thought and you can't imagine yourself as an American looking at Americans being shackled in Russia or China, even if you were told they were mild infractions. The Brittany Griner thing. What, they put her in prison at the beginning of the Ukraine war. She was basically a hostage, right? Because she went into Russia and she had a couple of vials of like vaping marijuana. And she was there for what, like 8 months? She went on trial. They were going to put her in a
camp
work
in Siberia.
camp,
Yeah.
And for even people over here who never cared for the WNBA, don't care necessarily for her particular politics up to that point. Almost all were like, we got to get her back here. It's a mild infraction, and they're about to put her in Siberia. That's how South Korea. The people of South Korea are seeing what happened in South Georgia. And then, then Trump comes on. We got to try to find that audio where he's saying, well, maybe we need to carve out in these situations, which makes me like, so parts of your government are doing things like this and you're not being asked for the green light? You're supposedly, all over the Israel thing. We give them $4 billion a year and they go in and don't inform you that they're going to go into Qatar, an ally of the United States, and bomb them? Do you know that I saw one report, we'll find out what the reality is when the dust settles. I saw a report that they didn't kill any of the Hamas people, and I've seen reports that they killed them all. So I don't know. One thing I do know is they killed a Qatar a police officer who was stationed right out of there. Right. His job was to stand outside of that area.
So again, we
So we killed a guy from Qatar. That we know that, or they did. Israel did.
Do we control the full airspace over Qatar?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
That's the biggest question. If we control the entire airspace, then how
I
are
wasn't
these
aware of
attacks?
the fact that they control their own airspace. I would think.
I don't.
Yeah, they probably
all right,
have
you got to
our
look it
planes.
up. You got to look it up. But yeah, they buy their stuff from us. They, no, it was a surprise attack. I don't know. All I know is the president is seen as a paper tiger by nations around the world. He comes out today and he goes, I don't like what Israel did. And that's it. That's what you do. You say, I don't like it. Well, usually when you don't like something, there's repercussions. You never hear anything like that. I mean, for anything, not just Israel or anybody. So he's seen as a paper tiger. You've got India and now South Korea getting closer to Russia and China because they just don't think they can believe anything that comes out of this country. The president hammers these foreign companies. You got to do business here in America, and then you won't get the. They do that. They have to send their people to try to teach us how to run this damn thing, and then they end up being shackled. Now, there's 300 people, so don't pick out the one, Eric, it was. No. I'm talking about people who were sent here by a company. They didn't come here hoping to live the rest. They were sent by a company to do a job, trying to get around these tariffs by building more stuff in Georgia and the rest of the country. What do you think is going to happen in the future? You think that foreign companies are going to want to send their IT specialists and over here to help build factories in America so that they can? Who's going to go the next time?
No,
if you work at Toyota, they're like, hey, we're building a plant in Kentucky. We want you to, you know what, boss, somebody else. I want to go back to my tree-lined suburb and, be with my family.
When you see some of these videos of them getting on the Georgia inmate bus,
Yes.
I mean, that's priceless. I mean, that says it all.
Their legs are all shackled. I mean...
The state inmate transport, unbelievable.
So much energy, but sorry, we can't do anything about homelessness. I'm sorry.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my word!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 5 p.m.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
EMC Security.
Our video doorbells are handy for seeing when packages are delivered or when the kids come home or even checking to see who is at the door. But what about when something more serious happens, like a break-in or fire? That's when you'd need a monitored security system. At EMC Security, we've been protecting Georgians for almost 30 years. Still locally owned, still no contracts, and still offering monitoring from just $16.95 a month.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
When it comes to your home, quality is crucial. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. Quality comes first. We have the most experienced exterior craftsmen in the industry.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
This is Mike Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers.
And this is Jonathan Geller. And Dad, you ever think we're too honest in our commercials?
What do you mean?
Like telling people we've got the best prices in Atlanta.
It all comes down to the best jewelry at the best prices.
Maybe that's why folks have trusted us since 1939.
Exactly.
In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Cue the jingle.
Affordable jewelry for everyone is at D. Geller & Son.
Let me teach you some physics. In a great big wind, the bigger and flatter the object, the more force the wind creates. Surface area times the square of the hypotenuse times wind speed divided by E equals MC squared, or some kind of math. Doesn't matter. But when storm season hits, your garage door is just standing there waiting for wind and physics to break it or dent it or send the whole thing flying down the street. And that, my friends, is science. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern wind-rated doors are built to withstand the forces of nature. Composite materials are stronger than the cheap old aluminum door that came with your house. And the tracks and rollers won't bend under the stress. It keeps your car safe and your insurance premiums low. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll make sure you're ready. And stay in school, kids.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
We found that audio from Trump about, and what he's speaking to is, maybe the South Korean thing, maybe we need to come up with a different, after shackling these people and outraging the country of South Korea, you know that Trump knows that this was not 100% good with these comments.
We have a lot of industries that we don't have anymore, and we're going to have to train people. And the way you train people is bring people in that know what they're doing and let them stay for a little while and help. So I'm going to look at that. So it's a very interesting situation that took place in Georgia. And we heard about it yesterday. At the same time, ICE was doing right because they were here illegally. But we do have to work something out where we bring in experts so that our people can be trained so that they can do it themselves. Does that make sense?
What doesn't make sense is that something that large happened and you weren't consulted before it happened. Knowing that you were going to deal with, along with Japan, our strongest ally in that region of the world. That's what doesn't make any sense. There is so much. I got to get out of this mood. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. And so every rally we're going to have to worry about this now. A lot of people don't like Charlie Kirk. Well, so what? You don't like Charlie Kirk. Turn him off. Apparently the guy who did it was a really old dude.
So
like 70-something years old. So is this somebody who's watching inside of their little area of the internet and the 24-hour news and he's corrupting our children? I'll do something about it. Boy, society gets once we get into I'll do something about it, you're living in a violent, horrific society. Because a lot of us disagree on a lot of things. And we all think that, well, my point of view is rational. There's always somebody else who disagrees. And that's okay. That's the way the country's supposed to be. But when you turn up the temperature and we get into the situation of not only is it my opinion, but if you disagree with me, you're Hitler and the devil and you're blah, 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 blah. Well, why not kill the devil? That's the thinking. And then you want to see innocence. You want to see collateral damage. You want to see things just go nuts. We're already, like Autumn said, we're already just so, what can you do? Like with all the mass shootings. The human body doesn't have the ability to go through that mental process so often. So now we hear about it and we go, God, that's horrible. I wish it never happened. And we move on because we know that our nervous systems can't take it again and again and again and again. Do you notice any politicians out there trying to turn down the heat? Any of them. Any of them. Divide and conquer. All they care about is that if we're at each other's throats, they get elected. Because every election is the most important election. Every election is existential. And if the other side wins, well, you might as well hand the keys of the country to Satan. And who wants to do that?
The country will be over.
Yeah, the country will be over if the other side wins. Somebody tell me a politician that's saying, hey, no, they look at it and go, how can I play this? How can I play this? And it's very, very disturbing. And I look around, I don't see the leaders. I don't see the leaders that can come in. Oprah Winfrey ain't going to do it. Come in, hey, everybody, just calm down.
We need to see it from the top, from the people that are.
It's not going to happen.
I know, but that's and I feel like in a lot of ways the stage was set. The stage is set with denial and lies and arguing and pettiness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, the breakdown started with, I don't just disagree with you. Mm-hmm. I am the light and you are the darkness. And at some point, I have to ask myself, well, am I going to do something about the darkness? This is where people are, and each side sees themselves as the light and the other side as the darkness. It's supposed to be that this is a country full of people who disagree on a lot. But when you get into an environment like this, that becomes very dangerous. And it's just, I don't have answers.
Giving the internet to our population was like giving a baby a loaded revolver.
Yes, yes. Social media, more
so, yeah.
You know, when everybody was allowed, or not allowed, but
encouraged,
and found themselves going to their feeds and being outraged every single, did you hear what, to the point of like, did you hear what that actress said? Who gives a damn what an actress said? You don't really. You have been conditioned to believe that you should. Because sometimes you have like a niece who says the same thing and you don't care. But did you hear what that actress said? Who gives a damn? Let that go. Let people annoy you with what they said. It's fine. You annoy people with what you say. I make a living annoying people with what I say. It used to be the great American pastime. You start getting assassinations involved and all of that, suddenly the game ain't worth it.
Let us make fun of Robert De Niro and Dean Cain.
Yes, that's our job.
And laugh it off, and then you'll forget about it.
And you should laugh it off. Oh, did you hear that stupid thing Tom Hanks said? Yeah. That should be like a ha ha ha.
I still love Big.
Well, I think he's part of the whole thing. And, and I think he's part of the, Q says that, and I think it's all the actors. And it's like, oh, now we got 2 students shot at a Denver area high school. There's something about this day. I don't know. With the stuff going on around the world, for me, reading a bunch of that birthday book, these are the people who are running the world. Governments, businesses, institutions. And now, what do you think's going on at that World Economic Forum? Oh, my goodness. I wish I had words to say, hey, it's going to be all right. I'll say, I hope it's going to be all right.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people. Without destroying your credit, they can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission License Number DC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, conservative activist Charlie Kirk is shot.
CBS News special report. Conservative activist and Turning Points USA co-founder Charlie Kirk has been shot at an outdoor event at Utah Valley University. Turning Point USA, the conservative group that he co-founded, tells CBS News he was shot in the neck. He's at the hospital. It does not look good. It happened as Kirk was speaking in front of a huge crowd as part of his tour. Ray Desheen was there and says they did not need to go through security.
There was none. It was like, so when you walked in there, it was like a kind of in the crevice of the buildings with a bridge across it. And then behind it was like a grassy open area with a little bit of sitting that's kind of in a stadium seating.
CBS News has learned that a suspect is in custody, and this witness says they saw that person being arrested.
Yeah, the man who, after they took him down, he yelled, "I'd do it again."
Today was Kirk's first tour date of his Turning Point USA's The American Comeback Tour. CBS News Special Report. I'm Matt Piper.
Governor Kemp says on social media, please join us in praying for Charlie Kirk. The governor says political violence is never the answer. It is 83 degrees in Atlanta. The heat gets turned up to end the week. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A man pleads guilty in Fulton County today in the fatal shooting of 8-year-old Secoria Turner in July of 2020. The girl was shot while riding in a car with her mother and a family friend during a gang protest at the Wendy's on University Avenue, where Rayshard Brooks had been killed by Atlanta police the month before. 28-year-old Jerrion McKinney is pleading guilty to a list of charges tied to the girl's death. The GBI now investigating after Atlanta police shoot and kill a man outside a luxury hotel in Midtown.
Atlanta police respond to a call of a man with a gun in the lobby of the Four Seasons Hotel on 14th Street. 3 officers arrive to find the suspect still armed and walking toward the parking lot. They order him to drop his weapon. He refuses, and the officers shoot him.
The officer immediately rendered aid to the suspect. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries.
The man's identity is not released. No officers are injured. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
The Cobb County School District Police Department confirms a BB gun as the weapon that caused a lockdown at Pebblebrook High School yesterday. A district spokesperson says the gun was seen on social media video. It was confiscated by authorities and 3 students arrested. The spokesperson says the students responsible for the disruption and fear will be held accountable according to state law and district policies. 2 people are lucky to be alive after a helicopter crash in Walton County. Sheriff Keith Brooks says it happened in a field near Mount Perrin Church Road. The cockpit of the helicopter is destroyed and is surrounded by a large burned section of the field. The 2 people on board were conscious and alert when they were taken away from the scene. The FAA says the Bell 206 helicopter crashed around 11 o'clock this morning. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. South Korean nationals detained during an immigration raid in South Georgia last week are not heading home today as planned. CNN's Gustavo Valdez reports things are in a holding pattern.
We're waiting for word as to when these 300 or so workers will be released from the Folkestone Detention Center in South Georgia. Negotiations are ongoing as to how they're going to be released.
South Korean officials blame circumstances on the U.S. side for the delay. A plane scheduled to return the detainees back to Korea arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport earlier today. State Senator Jason Estevez is resigning from his seat to focus on his run for governor. His district covers parts of Atlanta and Cobb County. Governor Kemp will now call a special election to fill Estevez's seat. Elected officials in Georgia are not allowed to raise campaign money during the legislative session, which put Estevez at a disadvantage against his main Democratic rivals, former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms and former DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurman. Party primaries will be held in May. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
A couple of trouble spots on Atlanta's bypass. It is 285, Bill. Watching a crash right now in the left lane out of Smyrna heading southbound, 285 south, the outer loop, South Atlanta Road, exit 16. That blocks the left lane. You're slow back before I-75 coming out of Sandy Springs. Over in Tucker, a right lane crash, 285 southbound, the inner loop right around Chamblee-Tucker Road. That's causing or adding to delays already in place back into Doorville. And looks like we've been dealing with trouble in West Atlanta. Left lane possibly blocked here, 20 eastbound before Lowry Boulevard, slowing the ride into downtown. How are things downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's slow. 75-85 northbound, seeing the brake lights pack in at University Ave, getting past Peachtree. Pine Street, 85 southbound, the heavy volume beginning at the George 400 merge, stretching to I-20. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and heating up today. High 84, lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 87. Hotter still for Friday with mostly sunny skies, high near 90.
Right now it's 82 in Snellville and 82 in Lithia Springs, 83 in Woodstock. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. Well, we've diagnosed the problem in hour 1. How about a little wellness?
There we go.
A little wellness in hour 2. You know, when you're a circus clown, right? Your job is to go out and be a circus clown, right? Doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Our job is to tap dance in front of the audience, right? Make them feel good inside.
Yeah, the clown didn't come out and cry and tell you about all their problems.
Yeah. So what did I do? That was hour 1.
Honk, honk.
Hour 2 is for if we have a full hour left on Earth, we're going to try to have some, help out with some wellness. So Dr. Joe is here, of course, for Wellness Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Jared Yamamoto, why don't you serve up the wellness headlines?
All right, our first wellness headline comes from the Psychiatric Times.
Ooh, they're good. They are so on. They're like in the moment. Yeah, that's the thing I like about
have
them.
that in my bathroom.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. Is that for when you're done? What exactly is wrong with me?
That's right. Yeah. You're ready to go with it.
All right. So what you got?
So they break this down into all the different age ranges here, but apparently cannabis use is booming in older adults, 65 plus. So that's of all the different demos here, 65 plus people are smoking their weed.
I'm getting the good.
Taking their gummies, lots of weed.
Loud.
All right, listen. I will say that I think I understand this. First of all, they're kind of the hippie generation, a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're not used to it.
Things have changed since my day.
Yeah, I will. Listen, you get that age, I can see it's like I don't understand this. I don't know, my grandkids says he's a he and a she at the same time. I don't understand it.
No cap. He wasn't wearing a hat.
You know what? It's a world I don't understand anymore.
Mildred, you're bussing. Oh, you're rocking that rollator.
Yeah, what does an old person stoner laugh sound like?
He isn't suffering from any brain rot.
Got a cough to get off.
Dr. Joe, what say you?
Yes, this is true, absolutely, and I see it among people. People I know, my age and older.
Yes.
It's extremely common. Parties, events. Now everybody's.
What about the heart? I mean, you're older, you have a weaker heart if you have blood pressure.
It's a horrible thing because it affects your brain. I mean, your cognition is already going down. Your brain isn't working like it used to anyway, and now this is absolutely going to affect that.
Have you seen the news today? What do you think that does to your brain?
That'll mess you up.
You really have to kind of weigh.
I need to escape.
You kind of weigh what exactly is going to do the worst. To use the kids' phrase, give you the most brain rot.
Ah, there you go. Yes,
I learned that today. Is a big
a new
thing.
word for you.
It's not new. It's not new, but it's. I have an article here. It's about all the things as the kids go back to school. All the words and phrases. The interesting thing is,
6, 7.
6, 7. Most of these things, a lot of them, almost all of them start on TikTok, but a lot of them don't have any real meaning other than shrug your shoulder. You're like,
some guy said it.
Most of them, that's what it is. Hey, somebody's saying it. Hey, I saw somebody say it on TikTok. Now my friends are saying it. So now
I have to say
Hey, that's groovy.
420, man.
It is groovy.
Exactly.
It's bad. It reminds me, I remember seeing a thing of Groucho Marx. It was on a TV show in the 60s, and his young daughter was explaining to him what these things meant, and he was like, "Bad? That's not good." She's like, "No, bad is good." He's like, "Bad is good." Now here I am doing the same. 6, 7. What the hell is that?
All right, Groucho.
All right, so it's not good.
Twofold increase.
What if you started when you were 12? I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, then the damage is already done, so it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's right. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I come on here every day. I'm talking pretty good. Huh? Can you imagine if I'd never done anything?
Maybe you wouldn't be this smart.
You'd
Maybe
be a billionaire.
Opened up your brain,
I think probably I'd be a billionaire.
You'd be in a top 100 group there.
Written books and not been so damn
Then
lazy.
alternative you would hate you.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, it worked out the way that it did. What could I say? I grew up a little too quick. What's next?
From ABC Health, another New Hampshire man gets a pig kidney as transplant trials are poised to start. The first man, named Tim Andrews.
Hey, Timmy Andrews.
Well, I'm feeling better now than I have in a while, and I can pee. And
let me tell you something. This guy,
I taste delicious.
Since this happened, no one can find truffles like this. I mean, this guy.
Oh, I'm in the backyards of everybody in my neighborhood.
We should start a
Can't
restaurant.
help it now.
Yeah.
He loves to roll around on his back in here in the studio. I'm like, oh, Tim, what are you doing? Good boy, Tim.
Hey, but you know what? He's got a functioning, what is it?
6 months,
kidneys, right?
6 months, Mr. Andrews has been going very well with his kidney, as a matter of fact, and hoping it just continues on.
Do they have lungs yet? I need the lungs.
Yeah, what other things can we get from pigs besides their delicious meat?
I think why pigs? To go talk to Putin and Xi. They're talking about technology. You can just keep upgrading
right.
your organs and live forever.
Can you get anything from a horse? I'm asking.
Yes.
Because you want to be as healthy as one.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
You two are thinking you're on the same page.
Yes, it's all about health. Exactly, Tim. I get it now.
One thing I didn't bring up also collapsing in the world, the country of France. I don't know if you realize this, like they're going through like their 7th government in the last 18 minutes.
Look into Nepal.
Huh?
Look into Nepal. What happened?
Hey.
Did you hear what happened there?
Looked into Serbia. I don't know what happened in Nepal.
They set their parliament house on fire. A bunch
okay.
of protesters.
Oops. Serbia's got a whole hippie movement going. I don't know. All right, back to wellness.
Yes.
That's why
Should I
Joe's
move
here.
to Italy?
More marijuana.
No. What do you think? Smacked in the face by an old man? They do that a lot in Italy.
Huh?
I don't know. Yeah,
What?
Old men just smack young ladies
yeah.
in the face. I don't
They get away with it. Yeah.
Well, what did the lady do wrong?
Well, there's a good no, I meant there's a question.
Hey,
all right,
I'm insulted that you said it.
Hey, we'll keep it positive here. From the press rundown, a Stanford breakthrough reduces autism symptoms in mice. This is a Stanford medicine study.
Yes.
All right, now this can't. This hasn't rolled out wide yet. This is just maybe a glimmer of good news. What is behind it?
Well, there's a certain part of your brain that we seem to.
Hippocampus.
It's not the hippocampus.
Oh, I don't know. I was just saying a part of the brain.
Okay,
I
that's
How about,
good.
is it the vagal
Is
brain?
it the vagal?
That's your like your blood. Nervous system.
Nervous system. That's right.
Yes,
well, that's essential. There's a central and a peripheral nervous system. This is the central nervous system. It's part of the brain, and they're finding that part of the brain also increases risk of seizures, and so they're
So is that where like epilepsy comes
like
from?
an epilepsy type thing. Like if you're the average person only has a 1% risk of epilepsy. But people with this issue in their brain have a 30% chance.
That's
so
more.
the autism. Thank you.
By 29.
Autumn. See that? Autumn
Yeah.
does not have the autism. She did the adding.
Yeah, because I knew it was more than
That's right.
than the other number.
Actually, autistics are very good at math. If they're not, depending on where you are on the spectrum.
Yes, exactly.
Unless you forgot your
They
math
could be a
classes.
savant, right? Exactly.
What is the thing that they think is turning stuff off, or maybe a glimmer of hope?
The reticular thalamic nucleus.
Obviously.
Yes.
I mean, I knew it, but for the audience,
Yes, everybody else, you need to know what that was. And they're saying that if we can treat just that area of the brain, because a lot of drugs treat the whole brain. It's a global treatment, and it affects good and bad. If they're saying if we can just focus on this one part, the reticular thalamus nucleus, we can actually help reduce autism and reduce.
Or
risk
it
of
looks
seizures.
like it through these studies.
Through these studies.
You
Well, this is
you got to go from mice to men.
yes.
you know?
Well, exactly. Yes.
And women. Don't get me
that's
wrong.
right, don't get me wrong.
Everybody,
That's right.
I'm including everybody.
Yeah.
I want
I
everybody to have the pig hearts and all the benefits.
I want a pig heart and a better brain.
Thank you. Maybe we'll have pig brains. I heard they're quite smart.
Can we make the pigs just a little bit autistic so that just we're really good at math?
I
And
think
steal
that's
their brains?
that's called designer science, and I don't think it's a good thing. I
Oh.
don't think that's something you want.
Even if it's on a pig?
Even if it's on a pig.
Why can't we just grow human avatars so we get human organs?
And just
Yeah.
Well,
harvest it.
that's what
Without brains.
That's what she and Putin were talking about,
It's an
isn't it?
organ farm.
Yeah.
You just
Well, that's what Squid Game was all
But
about.
then sometimes you get people
Squid
that are
Game.
like
Squid
too
Game.
alive.
Yeah. Squid
Yeah.
Game,
And then
they
they're
harvested
like
the organ. Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we don't, so listen, there's a downside to everything, but I think we can all agree if it makes Eric von Hessler live for one more day, all the misery and tragedy was worth it.
yes.
You just want one extra day?
One extra day.
That's all he needs.
I don't care how many animals you have to
Kill them all. I'll eat
yeah,
the meat.
one more day. Let's say hello to Alex Williams. Alex says there is unfortunately a crash on 75-85 in Midtown.
Yeah, not a good situation here, Eric. They're holding all lanes. About the fourth crash in the last hour and a half in the same spot. 75-85 northbound up at 17th Street. They've been working one on the left shoulder. Another one happened. Multiple cars spun out in the right center lane, so everything's shut down right now right there at 17th Street. Absolute